And yeah, of course we can rest there and heal up. Yeah. Cafeteria is just quests and story and no real practical use. Oh yeah, it wasn't just teacher, it was instructor. Ah, God. This garden festival. This is kind of a running joke. We could have seen in the terminal in the classroom that the committee for the garden festival has been cancelled because it was one person and he graduated, so he's leaving now. And so like everyone wants a garden festival to be, but no one wants to plan it. And yeah. So Selfie is in this committee now, she's inherited it, and now she's always nagging people about, hey, you wanna join? Hey, you wanna join? Yeah. The training center, we're gonna go there in a moment. So yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game, there has to be a sit, you can check that off your bingo card if you have one. I'm sure there is Final Fantasy bingo somewhere, but it's not like there are new Final Fantasy games all the time, so I don't think it would be very thrilling. So yeah, as I told you, you gotta read the textbooks yourself, so now you basically know what our garden has to offer. But what you did not know yet is this name, Seed. That's not the band. The band has two big E's, I think. No, Seed is the name for garden graduates, basically. And the exam we wanna take is the Seed exam, so we are hopefully graduating soon, if we can manage this Fire Grotto stuff. And yeah. Yeah, when we walked here, this girl was just trailing behind us, and different than in Final Fantasy 7 and 9, where... Wait, no, in 9 there's... No, in 9 it's the same. In 7 you did only see your main character, and the other characters were just hidden. And here all members of your group just trail behind you and imitate your movements. So... yeah. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. You gotta get used to it, and you will get used to it, because it's not that annoying actually. Because they don't have collision or something, they just walk behind you and you see them. So yeah. I didn't explain the commands. Yes, of course. Yes, forgot that. So very short. Now I can get into this page. So with the junction system, we are manipulating our character stats. So you got that, right? And we can also manipulate our elemental and status effect resistances. And we can, yeah, well, there is this friendship to the different summons, which will come into play as soon as you've seen the first summon. And our commands, which are basically attack, which everyone has, it's just hit with whatever you hold in your hand. And then there's GF, that's the summoning. Item is pretty self-explanatory as well. The draw command does not mean like with a pencil. It's like, I don't know. like you draw something out of it. It's the primary mean by how we get our spells. Like, this is not a funny graphic glitch. It's okay, maybe it was a graphic glitch and then they said, hey, it looks cool, let's take it. It's basically a point where spells are naturally occurring, something like that. So we have this point and it has the cure spell, and I tell Squall, hey, get it out there. And now it's empty because it's not pink anymore. No, it's not pink it's not pink anymore because it's empty. And now I have 5 cure. And okay, 5 cure is not very much, so it won't change my value, any values, so I just don't junction it. But when we have more of the spells, it would have changed our values, and we're gonna see that pretty soon. But first of all, we are gonna get our instructor to explain us a few things. No, luckily not. Well, okay, she's a few interesting things, yes. Yeah, she's explaining the junction system right now. I can do that much better, so get off, get away. Yes. So the automatic tutorials are repeatable from the menu, which is pretty great. And they're also skippable, which is also great. And yeah. Yes, thanks. Yes. Let me be. Okay, now Squall has both GFs junctioned, so Quistis has none left. Can't get him. So we need to release one GF of our choosing here. Oh wait, wrong one. I want this to be like that, yes. Okay, when we change the GF drawings, and then go back, we automatically go into the junction magic and junction commands and abilities screens, because our abilities probably would have changed if we had been later in the game. By the way, that level 1 is the level of the GF. Like, so you junctioned a GF here, take the command screen, because the commands available to you have changed. Or probably have changed. It doesn't really check if there if something has changed. Okay, she says she's waiting, but she's still in our group. Wait, no, she's not. Oops. Okay, that's... Okay, fuck. That's annoying. Okay, so I thought she would come with us. Yes. So GF gain experience on their for themselves. Like, you get experience from a fight, and 100% of it goes to your character, and 100% of it goes to your GF. And each GF gets a little share of it, of those second 100%. So a character always levels at the same speed, no matter how many GFs are junctioned to him. But if you have one character with 1 GF, that GF will level relatively fast, and if you have one character with 12 GFs, then those GFs are gonna junction relatively slow. But the level of a GF is... well, that makes the GF's HP increase and its attack stronger. Like, that's nothing that's relevant in the second half of the game anyway, so there's not like you're actually looking at, oh no, I don't want to junction that GF there because I wanted to get stronger. That's just not gonna happen. It's just face stuff. Okay, those are creepy faculty. Leave me be. No, I talked to him, so get away. Get off me. They're creepy as fuck. I really don't like them. So yeah, we're probably gonna walk into this place here a bit more times. I don't have the words now, because surprisingly this place is not that bad to level. In the beginning it's a little bit annoying because some enemies here are horrible. But first of all, it's actually a nice place, and second, once you have the basics of spells and stuff. They are relatively easy to take out and give good XP. Take out? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna show you one fight here. Just because, well... Yeah, you'll understand soon enough. I can say that. Yes, perfect. Okay, so this is one of the enemies here. I think it's the enemy here. I think there's two different types. And yeah. So... when we draw from an enemy, and we have not seen those spells before, so we do not own them, and have never owned them, then they are something, we don't know what. So we're just gonna have to draw blind. And we found sleep. And the other thing should be silence. That's just because I know the game. And yeah. So we drew the 7 sleeps of him. We can also draw a spell and instantly use it onto a target. The effect of that spell will be varying wildly. So it's a really unsafe thing to do, because when you have, like, you draw a fire and you cast it 2 times same enemy, exactly same conditions, and it will do 20 damage one time and 400 another time. It's like really odd. But it's very cheap also. So yeah. We have the draw points in the world. There are one way of getting spells, a very small way. Then we have drawing of enemies, what I'm doing right now, just to kill time while I'm talking. This is the biggest or second biggest way to get spells, depends on playstyle. But it's also a very time consuming, because you can imagine we're getting 3 to 5 spells per cast, and if you want 100 sleeps, the maximum, for each of our characters, so basically 300, it's gonna take a while. Like, it's really not fun. So I will try to do that very rarely, and rely on creating items, spells from items. Okay, stop. Now I've told him to summon. When you summon a GF, the GF has a kind of a cast bar, like the blue bar that's running down there. And for that time, while it is being summoned, it protects the character who's summoning the GF with its own HP. So if I'm in a boss fight, and right now the boss hits Squall really hard, like 400 damage, then Squall will just shrug it off, but Quetzalcoatl will die. And then we can summon Quetzalcoatl because it's dead. And yeah, but we can do, as long as an GF has enough HP, so basically as long as it's alive, we can summon it all over again. All the time. Like every round. They are a little bit slow, of course, because you have to wait for the character to act, and then for the GF to summon, to charge. And okay, sounds definitely warped here, but just gotta deal with it. Are you dead? No, you're not dead. Okay, then but the more often you summon a GF, the better your friendship with this GF will be, and the faster and the higher the friendship, the faster the summon. So if you have like I will say, okay, Quetzalcoatl, you will always be junctioned to Squall, like no one else ever. Then at the end of the game, Squall will have a really good friendship to Quetzalcoatl and will summon it really fast. But like if there's an elementally opposed GF, that will probably have a really low friendship, and if I were to junction that to Squall, he would summon it really slow. So as you can see, we have 2 right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 GFs were gonna be our goal. we're gonna get all of them. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna do that. Yes. +1. It's technically it's 17, but 1 doesn't count. So yeah. Final Fantasy VIII has this bit of a rough start because it has this super cool intro and this really fleshed out world in the garden with all the background. And then you're put out into the world, thrown out, and it says, yeah, well, here you have your GF. And yeah, so for your stats to be good, you need spells. And for the spells, you need to drain enemies, to draw enemies. Like 100 times overall. Huh? So, and really, there's nothing more boring than 3 characters. Having a group with 3 characters, and then you see, hey, that's a new enemy. And then you try to draw that enemy and you see question mark. You think, oh my god, so that's a new spell I've never seen before. And of course you want it because it could be useful. And then you're just stuck there with an enemy and you need to draw 300 of that spell. Really boring. Really, really boring. And of course at the start of the game you have enemies which provide you with the very basic spells. Cure, Fire, Thunder, Blizzard. And you own nothing. So you want, technically you want to get 100 of each of those for Squall and Quistis. That's 800 draws. You can draw a maximum of 9 spells per draw in combat. So that's roughly 100 commands, minimum. Probably more than 1,200. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this on screen and we're not gonna do this off screen. I'm just gonna be daring and skip that. Because Final Fantasy VIII has this junction system. Is like, it's a very funny oh here, there you can see the improvement stats, huh? It's technically a fun idea because you have to decide, do I want to use my spells so my stats decrease again, or do I want to not use my spells and use different tactics which preserve my spells so my stats stay high. The problem is later on this it's not really perfectly balanced, so when you go very aggressive on... Yes, I know. Oops, I think I forgot junctioning. So when you go very aggressive to hoarding spells, from the midpoint to the game to the very late game, you are just steamrolling everything, which is really boring. There's just some techniques which are so incredibly strong. Why is there a black bar on the screen? The hell, it's not like I spent 3 tries tweaking that stupid... Huh, it's only in combat. Okay, never mind then. So, yeah. Another thing we can do, by the way, is... can we? Hello? Oh yeah, here, switch. It's called switch. We can switch junctions from one character to another, completely. Including all relevant spells. So, like now, Quistis has... Oh no, including all spells. Oh my. Huh? Like, Quistis now has all the spells Squall just had, all the GFs and everything, and Squall has nothing. Which isn't really what we want, so we're just gonna put that back. I can auto-junction here, like, tell him to, hey here, strength is my most important stat, do your best. Which is actually not that stupid. It's kind of a good feature, especially late game, when you have just... You just don't wanna junction like 10, 20, 12 different spells per character by hand. So yeah. Oh god, so much to explain. Yeah, drawing from enemies. I'm just gonna do a quick pass to have the spells known and show you a little bit. Show them to you. And yeah, so this junction system can really make your characters escalate. Okay, I might want to get a few of the cures. And one might think, yeah, well, so you don't need to grind. That's like, except draw to grinding, which is worse, which is bad enough in itself. But what about basic level grinding? So level grinding plus lots of spells like total escalation. The thing is, that's not how it works here. The level of an enemy is always roughly around the average level of your party, of the party members you have currently in group. So you can't out-level a certain an area's enemies. Technically, I could run around in this forest until all my characters, these two are of my characters, are level 100, and then the enemies I will encounter here are also level 100 and will have learned lots of new spells, lots of new techniques. Like at the moment it's Cure and Thunder, and then at level 50 or whatever it might be Curara and Thundera, or whatever they're called in English, I don't know. Like the better versions, and on level 100 it's even better versions like the Gar spells. And the thing is, due to the better spells you can draw from the enemies, your stats grow faster on higher levels, but then enemies also learn new moves. So like this, what's it called? Wait a minute! No. What's it called? Catership Pillar, what the fuck is that a name? They will learn a move that's causing rage, Berserk, so characters constantly attacking. And if I were to do that here, and this power leveling, then I would not have a spell to cure the Berserk. So that's kinda bad. Like, it's not catastrophic, but if it were Confusion, for example, so character attacks a random target, that might be really bad. So you don't want to level that much, because those additional moves make it actually harder for you. And I think there are runs in this game that make a challenge out of it to finish with the lowest level possible. Because the funny thing is, bosses don't give experience here, they only give HP, no, HP, AP, which are ability points for the GF. So, when you kill enemy, so you want to just get your spells in different ways that don't require killing monsters, and you want to try to get spells like Stone, which kill the enemy, but also deny its experience, and stuff like that. It's just, it's really fun what people think, what kind of techniques people think of to, yeah, to trick the game. So yeah, we got this item here, Spiderweb, which makes Quistis learn a new special technique. So let's explain special techniques next. In Final Fantasy VII, and you had the limit bar, take damage, limit bar rises, limit bar's full, you make limit move. Pretty simple, just straightforward. Here it's kind of different. You do not have a special bar, as you might have noticed. Instead, it's new spells. When a character's HP drop below a certain percentage, there's a chance that this character will have a little triangle next to the attack, like a little arrow to the side. And then you can press a button to the side and select the special move instead of a normal attack. Just show new spells, just... Well, it's a little bit lore here as well. It's like... spin the enemy around and see its weaknesses and its relative stats, like this bug is trash. All the stats in the top side are really low. Can't you? Thanks. So, yeah, we're just showing. So the scan, kind of funny because you can also do this to characters. Like, yeah, so you get a little bit background information about the character. And you can see the... Oh no, you can't see it, it's just too low. Oh no, wait, oh god, he hasn't junk. Oh god, I'm stupid. So if I scan Quistis, there's a chance that I might see the little increase in magic that the junction has caused for her. Like, she has these 30 somewhat sleep junction to her magic. And so her the little bar indicating her magic value should be higher. Yeah, well, that's not a thing. Okay, never mind, it's too low. So yeah, low HP, you can select the magic attack, the special attack, and yeah, then some characters require you to do something, like Squall has a little timing minigame, Quistis has... For Quistis you just select the technique you want, but to get the different techniques you have to find items and use them for her, like I did with the spider web. And it depends it differs from character to character what you need to do. But most of them are really strong. Some of them are strong, some of them are funny, and I think none of them are really useless. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. This one's a bitch. Like. This one really hurts. What was the escape keys? Ah, there they are. Like, it's doing tons of damage, as you can see. And I think at this level it has got like 4,000 HP? 5,000? Way too much. Okay, we'll never. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, that back attack was really bad luck. Because the tail strike got us with double damage. Yeah, so that's a game over screen. Fuck you, game. Oh, that was brutal. Hey, stop flickering. Be nice. Yeah, so that can happen. It's like it's a rare encounter in this area, as well as in the training hall of the garden. It's like 10% or maybe even 5%. Like so rare that when you look for it, you'll never find it. Why is it flickering right now? It didn't do that on... wrong card. No. So, yeah. What did we all lose? I think we lost the drawing. I think we lost the drawing in the hall, I mean. Oh no, we didn't. Nice. Well, everything else is okay. Like, I could have just reset or something, but I don't think that's fair, and also I would have to do all the explaining again, and I just don't feel like that to do like that. So we'll just take it and move on. So yeah. The thing with the special attacks is, as long as you can ensure that your character does not die while on low HP, you can lose special moves all over again, with a little bit of luck, or very low HP. Which leads us to one of the most lame techniques to finish this game fast, which is just, or easy, not exactly fast, but easy, which is just give one character with a strong special attack, like some of Quistits are strong in the early games, Squall's one is very strong. Give him high HP, so he has like, I don't know, what's our stats now? 500 HP, so let's say we find ourselves a really strong spell. Put it on HP junction, like he has 2,000-3,000. Then we put him on a quarter or a fifth HP, so he has just as much as everyone else. But it's a low percentage, so that character can special move all the time and just combat, special move, finish. Combat, special move, finish. Like, Squall is one of the favorites for that, because his special attack hits multiple times and does a lot of damage